Hello everyone, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel, another 7 Days to Die Alpha 16 tutorial. And today I'm going to show you guys the different traps that they added, but they also added a new form of alert in the form of a giant loudspeaker. Now you can craft these without a whole lot of effort on the workbench. Takes just some forged iron and some electrical parts, and it works in just like the rest of the electrical videos or the electrical equipment that I've already showed you guys here. So, and if you haven't seen those, just check out the little card in the corner, or you can check the playlist and you see all the different things that I've showed with electricity. Okay, so I have my battery bank that I set up last time over here, and I have my tripwire trap that I set up last time going to the light source. If you remember, when you trip over it, it sets off the spotlight. So I'm going to wire in the speaker now. Doesn't take but just 5 watts of power, and you can see it have power. And now, listen. Got this ear-piercing, loud volume coming out of this thing. So I'm thinking you could probably hear it from a good long ways away. Now, I don't know how much this actually attracts the zombies. I know they're attracted to sound as things like you mining or firing off weapons. So I can imagine that although this is a good alert to let you know zombies are in the area, it'll probably attract a whole lot more. Now the first new trap I'm going to show you is the spinning blade trap. Now you can make one of these on the workbench just as well. The blade trap, you just have to have some forged iron, forged steel, mechanical parts, and electrical parts. No skills required to be able to make it. Now this thing is quite a beast. It looks like it's a tractor tire with some giant lawnmower blades on it. Now one of the things I've noticed is that it seems to only be able to put flat here. If you actually have one in hand, it kind of indicates that you should be able to put it on the wall and move it around this way. But if you do, it just falls over and just crashes to pieces here. You can't actually mount it. I've tried wood columns. I've tried putting one on the actual house itself to see. So right now it looks like it can be attached, but it doesn't seem to be able to, at least in this version here. So maybe when the Alpha 16 final comes out the stable, they'll have it working here. But you can place it on top of boxes here. So if you want to get it nice and eye level, of course, this will pretty much decapitate anything that walks by, including you and all your friends. But the crawlers and the ones that are real low to the ground, it will probably end up missing those. So it would be kind of nice to be able to have them multiple levels here. Now you can't stack one of these on top of one of them on the ground. It won't let you do that. So you can't have like a spinning column of death here. But all you have to do, this requires 20 watts of power, so it's going to take a little bit more here. But same thing with normal, just wire it in like you normally would, and it turns on. Now this thing doesn't discriminate. There is no settings like with the turrets to tell you, hey, by the way, I don't want it to attack me or my friends or whatever. This is just going to kill anything that runs into it with extreme prejudice. But there's no on and off switch, so I would highly recommend you do like I showed in the wiring video and put in a switch between here and there so you can just turn it on and off without having to disconnect it. But if you do need to disconnect, all you do is just get close enough to where you can access the power plug here and just left click. It'll remove it and then it'll spin down on its own. And of course we got to test it out just to see what it looks like, because I mean, you can't let that just go untested, of course. So we're going to see if we can get old Arlene to come over here and check us out. Come here. We need to show the viewers at home what this is going to look like when they do a little bit of mowing down here. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, that worked even better than I planned. Oh, that was just absolutely wonderful and grotesque. Oh, these are going to work wonderfully. And the next trap I want to show you is the dart trap. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. You can make one of these on the workbench, similar to the blade traps and forged iron, mechanical parts, and electrical parts. And when you get ready to place it, you'll see that it's got these 5 holes. The direction it's facing is the direction it's going to shoot them. So just make sure you place them wherever you want to go here. And you can press E to open up, and this is where you're going to put in your ammo, the steel darts. But all you have to be able to make steel darts is just some iron and clay on the forge. And then you just load them in here, just like you would with the turrets. Drop them in here, make sure it's nice and locked. And then you're going to want to wire it in here. I'm going to wire it into my tripwire trap. Takes 10 watts of power, so you just have to make sure you have enough power going through there. And now when you run past it, it shoots out steel darts at a massive rate here. So let's see if I can do this. So I think that could do quite a bit of damage. Now, of course, if it's having up a little bit higher, people can sneak underneath it. So you may want to layer them up, make it so 2 or 3 high. That way nothing can crawl past it here. But, of course, you're going to have a lot of darts because, as you can see, it just pulses it. It's not like a single dart every time they trip it. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. And the last of the new traps I'm going to show you is the electrified fence post. You can see it's just a steel rod with this electrical panel on it. And what you'll do is you'll get 2 of them, and you'll set them a little ways away so that you have a gap between the 2 of them, and you'll use the wire tool to connect them. And so now you have a string of power running between those two. And of course you're going to have an actual connection to the main power source here to get it to go to. Now once you do, you walk through it and it will shock you. It makes you run really slow. I'm taking a little bit of damage. And that's all you have to do. Now, of course, you can just walk under it, of course. So it's not really that big of a trap because it's easy to get around. The shorter zombies and the crawlers can go around it. But these are really nice to have, I guess, to have a perimeter around your base. They're really easy to make. The electric fence posts, you just make them on the crafting table with some forged iron electrical parts, kind of like the other traps, just a little bit different quantity. And that's really all there is to it with these. I don't know the exact max distance in which you can connect these two. I have to assume it's probably the same max distance that you would have like between relays with the electric wire here. So that's really all that these two things do here. But you can string them along. Now, one of the things I did ask Joel is if there's going to be a way to scale up the power rating on these things. So right now it's got just 5 watts of power going into it. It shocks you, does a little bit of damage, you move real slow. I asked him if there's going to be a way to be able to string together like multiple battery banks to it to really amp it up, get it up to like 1.21 gigawatts. So as soon as you hit it, it just blows you out of your skin. And he said it's something that they're still considering and whether they're going to be able to scale it up or not. Because right now it really won't kill anything. It'll slow them down a lot and do a lot of damage, but it's not going to actually just kill anything on its own accord. And that about wraps it up when it comes to traps and the new alert system with the speakers here. As you see, the combination between the turrets and the different wiring systems and switches and relays and these cool traps here, you can set up a really nice little gauntlet to surround your buildings and your base and keep you nice and safe. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions at all, drop it in the comment section down below and I'll see if I can help you out. And don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Thank you guys for your time. You have a wonderful day and I'll talk to you later.